YouTube, Mike Waldman here, back with part 2 of how to store your cultures long term. And the second way is liquid culture. The thing about liquid culture is it's taking the fleshy part of the mushroom and putting it in a nutrient-rich solution in order for it to grow mycelium, and then you break that mycelium up into satellite colonies, which gives you more inoculation points. The two ways you get liquid mycelium is either taking your petri dish, putting it in a solution, stirring it up twice a day until you start to see all that is liquid mycelium. And then what you do is you take sterile syringes and you inject the syringe into your jar through your injection port, suck up liquid mycelium, put one of these capsules in so that when you put it in either a Ziploc bag or any kind of container that you don't depress the plunger and it shoots the mycelium out. The good thing about these, the positive things are, one, when you get one of these are inexhaustible, which means they kind of virtually last forever depending on how long you keep it. Like, everything has a shelf life, everything, loses vigor. So the good thing about these is you can keep using the same syringe that you got, only using 1 cc or 1 millimeter at a time into your blanks. And then just do as I say, keep switching around, and then once you're done, you can inject a little bit more, or you can leave a little bit of solution in there, get a blank syringe, suck up some of that mycelium, transfer it to a new blank, and then you have a whole new batch of liquid mycelium. Another good positive trait about these is you can use these in open air. You don't need a flow hood like this. You don't need a glove box. All you really need is a pressure cooker, some mason jars, and a lighter or propane torch or a butane lighter, because all you're doing is you're flame sterilizing the needle, injecting it into your already sterilized grain spawn, so that you don't need any fancy equipment to create master grain spawn. Or you can inoculate it right into what's called 50-50, where you have 50% grain and 50% substrate. You can inoculate it into that grain, and once that grain's colonized, then you can break and shake it, and then it'll fully colonize the entire bag. The negative traits about liquid mycelium, again, it has a shelf life. I'd say about 6 to 8 months. After that, what happens is the mycelium starts to clump together into a big mass. So if you're not taking this out every month and just shaking your syringes, what's going to happen is it's going to coalesce into a big mass. And then when you try to use it, the liquid mycelium is going to be all clumpy, and it's going to clog up your syringe. And even if you get it through, it's going to be like, it's going to like shoot out either a bunch of water or that big clump of mycelium in one big spot, which will lead to contamination. Another negative trait about this liquid mycelium is if you leave it in the wrong part of the refrigerator, what will happen is it may freeze, and then you pretty much have killed the mycelium. So all in all, again, as far as rating, 50-50. 50% good, 50% bad. Only 50% good is because you can use it in the open air. but it does has its limitations. So as we keep forward, you're going to keep going forward, you're going to see the limitations and the positives of each. Now one stems from the other one. You need this Petri dish to make this liquid culture, or you could just buy the liquid culture off the line, or I'm sorry, not the liquid culture, the Petri dish from the internet separately, or you could buy the liquid culture through the internet. Now keep in mind, with all of these, you're going to need to keep in mind about temperature. If you're ordering either a Petri dish or a liquid culture in February, you're going to have to worry about them freezing and dying. In the adverse, if you're going to be ordering these in August, you're going to have to worry about the heat killing this Petri dish or this liquid culture. So keep in mind around the times of the year that you order these. Some companies do offer, they send cold packs or hand heaters so that either they don't freeze or they don't, get too hot. So just keep in mind. So the next one will be the traditional master slant. And the traditional master slant stems from your Petri dish. You can't use a liquid culture and inject it into your master slant, because that's for long-term storage, and if it gets contaminated, then you just wasted all that time making that master culture slant, and they're kind of hard to clean. So stay tuned for that video. Phase 3 is the master culture slant. So if you like this video, tell yourself, tell your friends, like, subscribe, comment, blessed be, and keep it fun.